And they're off away for the 2019 Gold Cup. Stradivarius jumped out quite handily on the inside in the dark jacket with the yellow cap. Frankie Dettori wearing the white armband, denoting that he is the leading rider at this year's Royal Meeting. Meanwhile now, Master of Reality going forward on the outside of the silver silked DXB, followed by Stradivarius on the inside. The grey Capri is close up. Thomas Hobson in a pink jacket towards the running rail. They're followed by Magic Circle. Call to the Bar is locked away on the inside, getting lots of early cover, followed by Cross Counter, who's held up 3 from the end, just ahead of Cypress Creek, and lastly Raymond Tusk. Looks a steady pace, but they've got a long way to go as they now head towards the stands. And DXB on the inside of Master of Reality. DXB under Sylvester de Souza from Master of Reality and Wayne Lorden. Capri is third for Donica O'Brien. Then Frankie Dettori seeking a 4th winner on the day aboard Stradivarius, the favourite on the running rail in 4th place, followed by Ryan Moore in the dark blue jacket aboard Flag of Honour. Thomas Hobson on the inside, Andrea Azzini. Magic Circle held up behind these. Jim Crowley aboard Call to the Bar, and Ushie Murphy on the inside. And then Cross Counter still third last in the blue of Godolphin, won by James Doyle, Cypress Creek and Shamie Heffernan. And finally Raymond Tusk and Jamie Spencer in last place as they pass the judge with a circuit ahead of them, and DXB leading the way by a length to Master of Reality. Stradivarius, the champion stayer in 2018, just third on the inside of the 2017 St Leger winner Capri. Thomas Hobson is back in 5th, then followed by Flag of Honour. Called to the Bar on the inside of Magic Circle, 3 lengths away to the Melbourne Cup hero Cross Counter, followed by Cypress Creek on the inside, and another 2 lengths then to Raymond Tusk, who'll be about 12 lengths behind the leader DXB as they begin the long run downhill towards Swinley Bottom. Soon they'll be passing the halfway stage, a 1.25 miles covered and a 1.25 miles still to race, and DXB leading the way to Master Reality. Stradivarius is very handy in 3rd on the inside of Capri, followed by Thomas Hobson, Flag of Honour, then Called to the Bar the inside of Magic Circle. Cypress Creek, Cross Counter still held up, and Raymond Tusk looking on from last place. On their way now towards the mile marker, and DXB still with a narrow lead over Master of Reality in 2nd place. Stradivarius has always been 3rd or 4th under Frankie Dettori, always on the inside running rail. Capri on his outside. Thomas Hobson lobbing along in 5th place, followed by Flag of Honour. Then a Call to the Bar behind those, and Magic Circle as now they swing right-handed out of Swinley Bottom, and it's pretty much uphill all the way home here as the stamina test really kicks in the Gold Cup. DXB from Master Reality. Stradivarius travelling well on the inside of Capri. Thomas Hobson the inside, then a Flag of Honour. Magic Circles out wide of Call to the Bar, Cross Counter, Cypress Creek and Raymond Tusk as they approach the 5 furlong marker. Very few changes in the order. That's about to change. DXB Master of Reality. Capri taking closer order on the outside. Stradivarius is just waiting in behind, 4th place, followed by Thomas Hobson, who's looking for a run up the inside. They're followed by Flag of Honour within 3 lengths of the lead. Call to the Bar, Magic Circle, Cross Counter, Cypress Creek and Raymond Tusk. They're about to swing the corner with 3 furlongs left to cover. DXB from Master Reality. Capri unleashed the outside of Stradivarius. Thomas Hobson exploring a route round the inside. Stradivarius in a little bit of a pocket at the moment. Can he get out? It's Master Reality from DXB. Capri is holding Stradivarius in. The gap is appearing now as they race towards the final furlong and a half. Master Reality, DXB, here comes Stradivarius and Frankie Dettori, and he gallops into the lead. Cross Counter stays on down the outside, but it's Stradivarius that leads again in the Gold Cup. This sensational stayer, Master Reality, is rallying gamely. Frankie on fire, Stradivarius wins again. 2 Gold Cups. Tight for 2nd, DXB rallying on the far side of Master Reality, and then Cross Counter.
This day just gets better and better. Day 3 at Royal Ascot, the day that just keeps giving. Stradivarius wins the Gold Cup in the hands of Frankie Dettori. Dettori.
What a jockey, what a performance by the horse. There was doubts before and whether or not he'll go on the ground, and he's proved us all wrong, Jim.
Yeah, he has. He dug really deep. He had to. A little bit of tactics, understandably, early in the straight. We're not letting you out. You come and get out if you're good enough. But in the end, he did. 3 of the first 4 were really handy. The Godolphin horse, who came from a long, long way off the pace, cross-counter, has run a fantastic race, but he doesn't quite get there, Freddie.
No, to be honest, for my liking, he had too much to do. He had plenty of ground to make up. They didn't go very quick early on. It was the race built up as they went along, and he had a lot of ground to make up. Frankie had it, we said it after furlong, the perfect position again, and you just can't beat experience or Mr. Ascot around here. He was just always in the right place at the right time.
Well, there will be tears in the betting ring, because I think he was even money just before the offer, and that is now, I'll find you the price of the 4-timer, but it's quite incredible, amazing.
Alex, seriously, I think that'll be wipeout for a lot of bookmakers for the day. They can't get that back even if they win on the last 2 races.
No.
Any half fan today that's come here will be on him and on that.
Yeah, it's amazing. And just to let you know that both the 1, 2, 3 and 4 had all qualified for the Weatherbys Hamilton bonus. So the £1 million bonus is on again for Stradivarius.
And we've rightly made a lot about Frankie, and he'll be all the headlines tomorrow. But well done to John Gosden and his team, preparing a horse for this race 2 years in a row. And he ran a bit lazy at York on his comeback. It's a great achievement.
Exactly, absolutely. And just to talk about DXB,
yeah.
I think it's fair enough to say that he did stay, but he just wasn't good enough on the day.
No, not by much. He ran a belting race. So too did Joseph O'Brien's horse,
Master of Reality,
who was handy the whole way. Yeah, it was a terrific race, a very exciting occasion. And the junior sardine has stolen the headlines again.
And again.
He sure has. Wow. Stradivarius, I mean, I don't think Frankie can do any more. He does the flying dismount. Unless he throws in a triple Solco as well, then we're not going to be impressed.
I'm telling you now, the goggles will go flying, maybe the stick as well if someone is lucky.
Oh, maybe not till the end of the day, though. It might be his lucky stick now.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. I mean, as Jim mentioned there, Freddie, tactics always come into play in these types of races, and quite rightly, they don't want to give Frankie an easy passage, and he was well and truly trapped at one point.
He was indeed, but he was following the right horses. Frankie knew that DXB is going to go in front and set his own fractions, so he parked his horse right behind him because he knew he was going to take him into the race and lead him into that last furlong, which he did. Obviously, then he had to wait for that gap to open, and it did, because the horse beside him, Capri, sort of just slowly faded away, and as soon as he was in the clear, he just did what he always does. He doesn't win by far, but he wins.
Yeah, he's a real pro, and he's called Mighty Mouse, and he is very, very tough. But DXB, let's pay him another tribute, because he looked like he was certain to be third. He's battled back really, really well to gain second. He's a proper stayer, likewise the eventual third, and it was a very, very exciting race.
It was, and one thing, Freddie, that was interesting to see, 9-year-old Thomas Hobson was pulling like an absolute train for 2/3 of it.
He did indeed. I told you, he ran a mighty race as such for a horse you'd think that didn't really have much of a chance beforehand. He ran very, very well. He was probably a little too keen to begin with. Not sure where he got all that energy from, because he should be well and relaxed coming out of a national hunt yard.
Well, I thought they can't be going too much of a pace for a horse like Thomas Hobson to be as keen as he was. So it'll be interesting to hear from Jamie Lynch a little bit later what he thinks about the sectionals with that, because it is a fascinating insight into how fast they've gone, Jim.
Yeah, I mean, Freddie's already said he didn't think they went very fast, and I'd concur with that. I think with regard to Thomas Hobson, I don't remember him being as free as that, but when Ryan Moore's ridden him, he's dropped him right out, and he's dropped his head a bit more. He'd ridden a bit closer today, and he leaned on the bridle a bit. Yeah,
well, he had to draw as well, though, Jimmy. He was drawn in 3, so you can't give away that draw in a Gold Cup as such. So I think Andrea sort of thought to himself, right, I'll box him up here and slot in and see what happens.
Well, Frankie comes back into the winner's enclosure, faced by a jubilant crowd, a jubilant reception, and nobody deserves it more. He really is a master of his profession, 48 years of age and riding better than ever. Back-to-back wins for Stradivarius. He joins some true greats as well in winning the Gold Cup for a 2nd year in a row. Royal Rebel, Drum Taps, some Lamos, some Frankie gives us the famous flying dismount. What will we give him for that? 8 out of 10? That might be a bit harsh. 10 out of 10 on the track anyway for Frankie Dettori, as he's greeted round a packed winners' enclosure here at Royal Ascot. And I should think there isn't probably anybody bar the bookmakers on this track that didn't enjoy that. Well done, Frankie Dettori, well done you. And if you've backed all four, you'll be feeling pretty happy. We'll have some reaction after the break.